Hi everyone, I'm Mark Cook. I'm the CEO of Shiny Shoe. We are the creators of Monster Train. Welcome to yet another developer stream. This is the first one since we launched a week ago. So Monster Train's available now. If you don't already have it, go check it out on Steam. And I am very pleased to say that it has been doing pretty darn well. So I'm glad that there are a lot of people out there who are enjoying the game. I'm super proud of the overwhelmingly positive rating we currently have on Steam. So thank you very much to our players. We want to continue to support you in a wide variety of ways. And today I'm happy to take any question that anybody wants to post in chat, and I will try to answer it. And if we have time, I'll also at least try to play a run. I only have about an hour today. I've got to get back to working on the game and other things. So we'll see how it goes. Before we go into any user questions, I do want to go over a quick fact that we've prepared that we're going to also be posting on social media and different places and so on. So first of all, with regards to platforms. So right now we're on PC only, Steam only, and a lot of people have asked if we're going to come to, a lot of platforms. There's been a lot of questions about a lot of different platforms. And while I have no official announcements to make at this time, we are absolutely looking into it. And due to the success of the game, we are absolutely going to look into seeing where else it might make sense to go. So expect additional announcements about that in the future. Our roadmap. Some people have asked, what's your content roadmap? What's your update roadmap? So now that the game's out, we've been thinking about this a little bit before release, but we were heavily focused on trying to make the best game possible for our initial release. So now that we're out, we're having a bit more time to reflect on what exactly it is that we want to do and what's going to be most interesting. And so we're actively working on that, and we do 100% intend to support Monster Train for the long haul. However, if you have any ideas for what you want to see, please let us know. You can let us know in Discord. If you're not already in there, discord.gg/monstertrain. There's a suggestions channel for your ideas. You can submit them via the in-game F8 feature. Just press F8, type in whatever you want, hit send, and the dev team will see it. You can email us on our website, whatever you want to do. But if you have ideas for what you'd like to see, just let us know. We're all ears. There's some obvious ones that sound really cool. I'm not promising anything. Let me clarify that, but it would be pretty sweet to have another Monster Clan, right? So we're thinking about things like that right now. Okay, we've also had a lot of questions about mods. Are we going to support them officially? Things like that. So I am definitely pro modding. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I just want to make sure that we get it right and we don't screw something up. The game is not, I will say right now, it's not super architected around having pluggable data from users. Just from a technical perspective. But I know that a lot of modders can find ingenious ways to make it so that it still works, even though we didn't build it from the ground up for that. And so I'm also not ruling out us making changes to help support modding. And so we're starting to get some feedback from people. We're probably going to make a Discord channel to talk about it more. And if any experienced modders want to be modding Monster Train and have ideas on what you want to see, again, please use any of the feedback channels I just mentioned to see, to let us know. Drag Tom says, some things that didn't make it look intriguing. What was the ravenous ghoul supposed to do? Ooh, the ravenous ghoul. Well, I don't know where you saw that, if it was from data mining or something else. I think somebody did discover that we shipped some placeholder art or something like that into the game build, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some other stuff like that that's still sitting around in the files. The design changed of every unit so many times that it's hard to remember specifically all of the placeholder things that we used and exactly how they worked. So unfortunately, my answer is I don't know, but there's been tons of ideas that were thrown away during development because either we thought they weren't interesting enough or we thought we wanted to spend our time on something we did think was more interesting. So, all right, Mole23 asks, I just unlocked Covenant 25 3 minutes ago. Well, hey, congratulations on that. You wouldn't think so at first, but it gets quite challenging. that's the goal. You know, we don't want that to be easy. Is there anything planned to up the ante even further? Well, we had a user in our kind of feedback feature in the game where you can press F8 and send us information, ask us to add up to Covenant 50, which sounds good to me. I mean, I think we want to add more challenge for people who are able to complete Covenant 25, for sure. So that's the type of thing we're thinking about with regards to our content roadmap. Right now, I would say, if you've done Covenant 25 once, what you can do is try to get Covenant 25 on all 20 clan combos, which you can see in the logbook. And then, in addition to that, once you've done that, then see how high of a win streak you can get on Covenant 25, which you can compare against your Steam friends as well for bragging rights and so on. That's kind of like the current, like, ultra late game. Those are the 2 goals for single player modes. All right, bugs. Let's talk about bugs briefly. If anyone has any specific questions or reports or whatever and wants to talk about any specific bugs, I'm happy to on this stream. But you know, we've done our best to thoroughly test the game. We had the dev team was playing the game all the time. We had professional QA test the game, and we had a private beta that went on for months. That, you know, we caught hundreds of issues, thousands of issues. However, you know, it's a PC game. We can't catch every single configuration difference that exists out there in the wild and what impact that might have on the game. So there are definitely some issues that we are treating very seriously and working hard to resolve. I think we've patched the game like 4 times maybe in the last 6 days to try to address some of these high priority issues, and work is ongoing. You know, if you find anything that is affecting your ability to play the game or you know, really causing you some major problem, I would highly recommend joining our Discord, where some of the dev team, including myself, will try to actively help diagnose issues and fix them. But otherwise, you can also send support emails. You can use the Steam forums. There's different channels. We're looking at all of them. So our goal is absolutely to immediately, even before we really are adding content, to try to address these issues that are affecting our customers and our players. So that's a big focus of the team right now. All right, cheats. Let's talk about cheats briefly. We don't want cheats in multiplayer is like the main thing that I want to communicate. But yeah, so if you want to cheat in single player, go ahead. Because of our game's like networked connectivity, we can see a lot of cheats in single player, and we see you doing them, and we pretty much just ignore them. But if you cheat in a multiplayer mode like Hell Rush, the Daily Challenge, or a Custom Challenge, we will ban you if we catch you, basically, because we don't want to pollute the competitive environment with cheats. Cheaters are tricky, they're smart. Some are finding ways to get around, you know, current detection. So it's an evolving problem. This is something every single game faces. But please let us know if you're one of the non-cheaters and you see something you think looks like a cheat in a multiplayer mode. Take a screenshot, send the deep link for the run, that type of thing. Just let us know where it is. In Discord primarily is the best way to do it. And then we'll take a look. All right. And suggestions, if they're like, we have one thing that we're thinking a lot about right now and are curious for player suggestions is related to mutators. So we are considering adding a bunch of new challenge mutators that could both show up in the daily challenge as well as in custom challenges, including possibly adding like even more crazy mutators that would never be considered for the daily challenge algorithm just because they're too weird. You know, we're kind of considering the concept like, what if we did something that was like super weird that would only be available in custom challenges? So if you have any ideas in those types of areas and you'd like to share them, again, same feedback channels, Discord, Steam forums, F8 key in the game, email, whatever you want to do. We'd love to hear them. All right. Cool. With that all out of the way, and it looks like there are no other open questions right this second, I'll play a run. Let's jump over to the game. This is the, you know, in past streams, sometimes I've played like a developer version of the game and so on. This is not that. This is just the normal live version of the game. We're on build 9341. It's the latest one from this morning that addressed a handful of bugs. Let's play some single player. I'll start a new run. Heartless Jackal. Somebody mentioned the possibility of more champions. Is that a possibility? Yeah, I think for sure. I think more champions would be awesome. And I reset my save data, so intentionally, so I only have the first 2 clans. Let's not play single player. Yeah, I think more champions would be awesome. More champions would really add a lot of different combinations and possibilities, you know, each perhaps with, I think this is required based on our game design, having their own kind of upgrade trees, the Dark Forge. I think that would be a sweet way to kind of expand the content in the game, so I love that idea. Swifty says, can you let me know if you plan to implement a rating system for Hell Rush? So as of right now, the answer to that is no, because we didn't do it for launch because we just weren't sure how many people were going to be playing it, how many users we would have, and so on. But I think, you know, if the popularity is high enough and we need skill-based matchmaking, we could do it. You know, so it's totally within the technical capabilities of our team. I think we were worried that if there was not enough players, that if you try to do like aggressive skill-based matchmaking, you may not be able to like find a game fast enough. So we wanted to optimize towards like, let's just let people find a game as fast as possible. But you know, if Hell Rush like stays kind of popular, and then you know, good people who are really good at playing Monster Train want to be matched against people who are really good at playing Monster Train, we can come up with something. So yeah, please let us know what your thoughts are on that. 42 says, will Monster Train 2 be Monster Plane? Monsters in the Sky. I like that idea. Tushar0 says, can I be a champion? Sure. You're a champion in my heart already. Why not? Drag Tom says, am I correct in assuming that every specific card is billed as a prefab in Unity? Yeah, I think so. Yes, I believe that's true. That's, I guess, all the information that I personally have on it. Yes, I believe there's a prefab, but that's only for the visuals. The game data that backs that is stored elsewhere, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I'm sure that anybody who's looking at trying to reverse engineer that for mods will be able to figure it out. And MPDSF asks, is there a short list for buffs and nerfs already? So that's something that we have not been hugely focused on right this second. We want to get to that. Right now, we're pretty focused on the content roadmap and addressing immediate customer issues for the people that are experiencing problems. So we are going to get to balance very soon, and definitely expect balance patches to be coming down the pipe. You know, once we get the ability and the time, basically, to sit down and really look at the data from the recent play over the last week, which has been well over 1 million runs have been played. So there's plenty of data to look at in terms of what strategies are popular, what may seem overpowered, what may not be, so on and so forth. All right. Should we try Hell Rush or do the daily challenge here? Nope, more questions came in. I'll answer those first, and then we can go. There, I'll jump back to this for a sec. Hudel84 says, are you planning to add some sort of co-op multiplayer? Right now, there are no plans for adding co-op, but if you have specific ideas for how that might work within the game, we've definitely heard that there's some demand for this. I'd love to hear them, because I'm not quite sure how that would work. Like, when I've tried to think about, like, within the framework of how the game is currently set up, how could we add meaningful co-op in a fun way? And I didn't have a good answer to that off the top of my head, but if you do, let me know. But perhaps it would necessitate like a whole new mode or something like that. I'm not sure. Gondola45 asks, or just where we can invite friends to join the regular public free-for-all Hell Rush, or matchmaking. Okay. Yeah, so Hell Rush, the button on the screen here, this is just random matchmaking on the internet against whomever may be waiting for a game and happens to click on the button around the same time. You can do a private Hell Rush in custom challenges. If you go in here, you go create challenge, do whatever, where you can also set mutators if you want them, which is not in the normal Hell Rush. And then you turn Hell Rush mode on. Then you can send out the deep link to your custom challenge. You can tell everyone who's watching or your friends or whatever to come and play that one with you As soon as the second person joins, the 60-second countdown timer will start, though, and then everybody has to get in within that time frame to be a part of the game. But there is not a way right now to invite your friends to the random matchmaking hell rush other than just message them, like, right when you're clicking, be like, hey, click it now. And then there's a decent chance you'll be matched into the same game. The Black Falcon asks, are you going to be adding new bosses? New bosses. Yeah, I mean, I think we'd love to. That's part of all the content roadmap discussion. As long as we had enough kind of new mechanics to make it interesting, we would do it. You know, we don't want to add new bosses just to change the art, I think. You know, even though I'm sure we could come up with some really cool looking art, we'd want to have it be, like, impactful for gameplay. So, you know, we need to sit down and try to design what the mechanics of a new boss would be first to try to decide if it was interesting enough to add to the game. But it does seem like another good way to expand, and it's something we're considering as part of the content roadmap. All right. Oh, what the heck? Why don't we try a custom challenge, and then we can see if anybody shows up who's watching the stream. So hit the random button. It gave us Umbra Awoken with Burn Bright Mutator, Hollow Mutator, and Tithe. Hollow is pretty brutal with Awoken since it's so healing based. Let's hit random again. Small hands, always very tough. All right, let's try it. Let's move the Covenant rank up a bit too, just to see how badly I lose this. All right, let's go to Covenant 5, Umbra Melting Remnant, these 3 mutators. Let's pray I don't die on level 1 or 2. Okay, submit the challenge. All right, what is our challenge name? Accuracy Mambo Realtors. They're dancing realtors that are very accurate with their price predictions. They can read the market. They can sell you a house or a condo. All right. Here, I'll paste the deep link to my elven friends who could post that into any of the chats that are out there if anybody wants to join, or you can just type in Accuracy Mambo Realtors into the game and play with me. Let's get started. All right, Victory showed up. Hello, Victory. Okay, what do we have here? The end is near. The great trader will devour your spells. So we've got the spell Seraph, who will consume our spells. I seriously doubt I'm going to make it, given how hard this might end up being, but we'll see. And our starting cards are Antumbra Assault, deal 3 damage, add 2 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. Of course, this comes from the Umbra clan. We've got Hallowed Drippings, consume, apply Burnout 3 to friendly Burnout units. Adds more Burnout to keep Burnout units alive. And Gem Trove, apply Damage Shield 1 to friendly units. It's an AoE damage shield that also gives you morsels, however it costs 4 Ember by default. Alright. And a reminder of our mutators, so Burn Bright, plus 2 Ember per turn, which is great, we'll have lots of Ember, but minus 2 cards per turn with small hands, that's brutal. This becomes kind of like more pointless a bit with small hands, although it does mean that we will be able to cast Gem Trove whenever we get it, because we're starting with 5 Ember per turn. And friendly units enter with Heartless, which means they can't be healed, though they can have their max health increased. So there are some morsel units from Umbra that increase max health and other ways for that to happen. So it's not quite a heal, but it can do some healing-like effects. I've got 4 people here with me. Send them a little greeting, and let's get playing. Okay, from Herzl's Horde, what artifact do we want? Plus 2 capacity on the middle floor with Mind Jacks. Or Hell's Banner, when you summon the second unit during a turn, gain 3 Ember. I mean, both of these feel kind of weak, given the fact that we have small hands, which makes it, at least initially, hard to get cards in your hand. So having 2 units in my hand, maybe not super common. We also have more Ember already from Burn Bright, so Hell's Banner's like less attractive because of that. And for Mind Jacks, you know, plus 2 capacity on the middle floor is nice. However, we, you know, aren't going to be drawing units super fast, so I don't know. I'll go for Mind Jacks. Because of the Ember kind of situation and the card draw, I felt Hell's Banners was not worth it. Okay, well, we took Mind Jacks, which makes Monstrous a little bit more attractive. The Monstrous upgrade path for Penumbra increases their capacity, which is why the pips are glowing in red here. So we go to 4 capacity, adds Trample, and has pretty good stats. The fact that we're drawing less cards means it might be harder to get morsels, which means this Glutton Gorge-based upgrade path perhaps harder to trigger. So I think I'm going Monstrous. Okay, do we want to take the Trial, the Mark of Invasion? At the start of the battle, enemy units, appear on each floor for 75 coins. I'm only drawing 3 cards per turn. I know which units are going to spawn. It's going to be these Clergymen with Rage. Do I want to take that? Probably not, but let's just do it. It's always good to take the Trials if you want to win a competitive game. So we've got 9 people now playing live with us. Thank you all for joining. All right, I'll probably... I really want to play Penumbra here. I could put the Train Steward in front of him. I would just have to accept the fact I'm going to take 9 Pyre damage as those guys climb. The Train Steward would be a chump blocker, would block at least 10 damage. Penumbra would take 10, though, which is, like, a pretty big risk. It would wipe out this entire wave, though, because of the trample. I would prefer to do it up here, because there's only 3 of these units, but because we took Monstrous, and this only has 5 capacity, we can't fit. Alright, let's just do it here. Brutal. I should not have taken that trial. Let's see what we can do. So we can get 2 morsels. They can act as chump blockers. I think we can keep our champion alive. The question is, do we get greedy, and do we use Entumbra Assault to kill the Collector? Or do we kill one of the units that's actually a threat that's dealing damage to him? Normally, I would go for the Collector because of greed. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. No, it's probably a bad idea. I'm getting too nervous. I'm going to kill one of these units here. For a quick question, Hecko123 asks, why is the first main boss not an angel? So that's a great question, and you should ask in our upcoming Reddit AMA with Redbeard, who was the writer on Monster Train, who can answer all of your lore questions. But Daedalus is the name of the first boss, and like the Clergyman, there are some human kind of, I guess, followers of the Gilded Wing. But all the details about all of the lore and backstory, Redbeard's got you in that AMA. Could one of my helper elves, Amy or Genesee, please post the time on that? I can't remember exactly when we are doing that. Thank you. All right. So, I think I'm definitely going to chump block with the Magma Morsel to reduce the damage that I'm going to take there. The question is, do I want to take the 6 damage and get damage shield for the next turn by placing the Jeweler behind? Or do I want to chump block with the Jeweler also? I think... Is there a big difference? There may not be. I'm gonna go behind. Alright. And maybe I should just cast these Hallowed Drippings. I mean, I don't think there's any chance my deck's gonna cycle, but I have no need for them right now. Alright. How can we make our champion live? What is the best way to do that? How much damage are the enemies showing? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I think we can't fit all these guys into the same room because of capacity. Now, what else do we want to do? All right, so we are not going to die, or we're not going to lose Penumbra here. He's going to be very weak, no damage shield, very low health. Do we chump block with the morsel, or do we let him eat it? We might want to chump block with it, I think, because... yeah, I don't know. There's no way to keep damage shield, though. I'm not sure. Just trying to keep him healthy, if at all possible. Burnout 2 on the Dreg. I forgot we changed that. It used to be 3. I guess I'm going to play him here to hope that we can get something next turn to deal with the boss. This is grim. This is grim. Alright, what are we doing here? We definitely want to cast Gem Trove. When do we want to cast it, though? 3 uncommon or rare morsels. Like, I could play Train Steward in here and then Gem Trove. And then we'll be out of Ember, but we'll have some morsels to choose from. Another thing I could do is I could play the Train Steward in this room and then Gem Trove this room. Which would not give me that much, but it would leave more space in this room for morsels. Alright, I'm thinking about it. Alright, Mole23 says, question relating to the Covenant. The -1 floor space on a random floor seems by far the most punishing and really stands out. How did you guys decide on that one? Well, I wasn't personally involved in the design of how all of the Covenant levels work. But yeah, I think we were looking for, design-wise, like philosophically, I know what we were trying to do. Like, yes, there are some things in the Covenant levels where just some amount of stats increase. Like, this boss just has more health. But that's definitely not really like we didn't want that to be the only thing. That's basically what I'm trying to say. We wanted to try to do things that like really twist how the game works to make it more challenging in an interesting way within the mechanics that we have. So I think one of the most like challenging ones to remember, at least because I don't often play at high Covenant levels, is Covenant 10, which makes it so that every unit you summon into the top floor comes in dazed on the player side. That one's a really tough one to deal with, especially if you forget, so you really don't want to forget that. Alright. Okay, I gotta figure this out. What is the right play here? Like, if I play the Train Steward in this room, I want to put him in front, just to try to keep Penumbra alive longer because his damage is so high. Then if I do that, I can't get him to eat anything, but maybe that's okay. I feel like that's the right call. And I feel like for sure we want to play the Jeweler in here to get another damage shield on him. There's no reason to chump block here. That's just going to be dead. I could play these guys up here. I don't know if I have many units left. Do I have any in my draw pile even? Yeah, I could. Maybe I'll need that. So those guys will just hang out up there for now. What is preview going to tell me? Alright, well, it's not horrible. We're going to deal 103 damage there. Let's kill one of those guys. Let's cast this. I think we'll chump block there. Oh, we got him. Just in case there's a bug, you know. Oh, well, now I totally screwed that up. I can't play my Train Steward, so... oh, hopefully there's no bug. We've had, like, over the course of development, there's been... nope, no bug! Yeah! Get him. There's been, like, you know, there's a complex system to preview all of the damage for all of the different possibilities and game mechanics that are in Monster Train. We feel pretty damn good that it's, like, it's accurate right now, but you never know. There could still be some lingering bugs out there. Okay. We got our gold. What cards do we get? We got Space Prism, +1 capacity on this floor, consume. Not super attractive to me, given our small hand size right now. Packed Morsels, add 3 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. That's pretty good, given we've got both Mind Jacks and a small amount of card draw. This like helps accelerate us, given our constraints. And we have Making of a Morsel, which adds a Morsel Miner, which is an awesome card, +5/+5. For both attack and health, which is really good with Trample. I mean, it just makes Trample even better. Cost 2 Ember, which I care less about because of Burn Bright. But maybe harder to get into our hand initially. We want something like, we want to put like Holdover on that card. We don't even really need to decrease its Ember cost because of Burn Bright. I feel like this is a greedier pick. Like Packed Morsels seems better to me, but I'll go for the greed. See what happens. For our allied clan pack. Keeping a Drath alive is going to be really hard. With Burnout 1, I mean, we've got the 2 potions. We've got the Hallowed Drippings, but because of card draw, like, it's just not reliable at all. Dripfall, Descend a Unit. Unit control stuff is always tasty. It can be nice combo with Umbra to get them to eat more morsels in a single turn. It can also be used on enemies. The higher Ember cost doesn't really bother me. I think Wicklash, again, not that appealing. Like, I feel like broadly I'm leaning towards going in an Umbra focus strategy on this run, so I'm going to take Dripfall. See how that turns out for me. Alright. We had a player die here. Their name is written in Japanese katakana characters. It says Urutora. Urutora. I don't know what that means. Ultra, maybe? But sorry to them. They are dead. We've got everybody else is alive, though, still, or at least in this battle. And we've got Crack-a-Lack and Chris is still playing Battle 1. Alright, what do we want to do? So, let's see. Merchant of Steel. We don't have any upgraded units, or any units. Well, we could get one from the Remnant Banner. However, I did just say I'm like feeling like I'm leaning more towards Umbra right now. Or we can get coins and go to a Spell Merchant. Spell Merchants are sometimes feels like a little bit less valuable with Seraph the Diligent as your final boss, but there's ways to work around that. I really want something like Holdover on Making of a Morsel would be good for the strategy I'm trying to go for here. But Holdover, I will say, is also kind of punishing with small hands because, or it can be, because it consumes one of the next card draws. It basically like puts it right back on top of your draw pile. So when you draw 3 more cards, it's going to be one of them every single time. Heartless Jackal says, is there plans for a lore tab on cards or just lore tabs in general? Well, there's an option in the settings menu. I think this does what you may be wanting. So if you turn on show lore tooltips, let's see what happens. Yep, when I hover cards, it shows the lore here now. And if you hover units in battle, it shows their lore. And of course, all this stuff is always visible in the logbook. But yep, this is what this setting is for. The reason why it defaults to off is some people don't like the extra information and feels like it clutters up the game visuals and they want to stay focused just on gameplay. But for those of you lore lovers, turn on show lore tooltips immediately. You're going to see a lot more lore throughout the game. All right, I'm hearing some sad sounds. We're seeing some more people dying here. All right, Crack-a-Lack and Chris is trying the challenge a second time. Okay, he previously died on Battle 3. Victory just died on Battle 4. We got some stuff going on. All right. Decisions. If we get a unit here, it's going to be one of the units that you're automatically going to draw on the first turn, which is usually good. I guess I'll go for it. All right, let's see what we get. Okay, let's look at our unit first. Okay, we got Wickless Tycoon and Legion of Wax. So I love Wickless Tycoon. Wickless Tycoon is so awesome. Gain 5 gold, but you need a lot of stuff to be dying for him to really be good, because the Harvest trigger is one that fires when a unit dies on the floor, which with our constraints, like we've already got Monstrous on our champion, so like I want to put them in this. I want to put the Wickless Tycoon in the same room as my champion. But that's not going to leave us much room for consuming morsels. I think we'll have 7, and then his capacity is 4, so there'd be only 1 slot. We did take Dripfall. We could push morsels into the room that way. Alternatively, we could take the Legion of Wax, who has 4 capacity, but we have a lot of Ember, and we can probably buff him at the Merchant that's here. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for the Legion. Alright, what do we got? We've got Wickstone. Give him burnout 1 and +5/+5. If we have extra gold, that might not be bad just to throw onto a dreg. We've got Battlestone, +5/+10. That is pretty tasty for Legion of Wax. And we've got Endless. Which, of course, we can target all the same things. We could have an Endless Legion. And Endless kind of has the same... Yeah, it puts it on the back of the draw pile, so it has the same thing going on that Holdover does, which is can be somewhat bad with small hands, because considering our card draw is so low already. But let's give it a shot. So let's put Endless on the Legion. Let's give him +5/+10. And sure, I've got some gold. Let's make it one of the dregs a little bit better. There's no point to reroll. We won't have enough gold. Do we want to purge anything? Probably. In terms of purge targets, I'm feeling like Hallowed Drippings... You know, okay, I did just upgrade a dreg, right? But I don't really feel like Hallowed Drippings is going to do that much work for me in this run. Train Steward's always a target that we want to get rid of, although we needed them last battle, frankly. These we can throw away with Consume. I guess I'll just go with the classic. Let's get rid of a Train Steward. Alright, battle 2. Alright, Foon says maximum players per lobby on multi. For Hell Rush, it's 8. It's specifically 8 because of the way the mode works and the fact that it's, you know, you're playing against your own battles, but you all have the same seed and it's played synchronously. You're all like put together in the same timer. So it's 8 players for Hell Rush. For daily challenges and custom challenges, we're playing a custom challenge right now. No limit. You can have as many people in the lobby as you want. You know, and this custom challenge that I made, Accuracy Mambo Realtors, somebody could play it a year from now and score on the leaderboard because every custom challenge gets its own permanent leaderboard. So, yeah, you can create one of those, play with your friends, have as many in there as you want. Hope that answers the question. All right, let's take the trial. Non-boss enemy units get +4 attack. It's going to make our life harder, but let's see if we can figure it out. And Foon also asked, do we still get to unlock rewards playing multiplayer? The answer to that is no. So in multiplayer modes, to be fair, basically, so that there's an even playing field for all players, all content is unlocked and you don't earn single player progression XP. I can't remember if you can make a custom challenge at higher covenants, even if you haven't unlocked them, you might be able to. I'm honestly not sure. I've forgotten. But yeah, that's the idea. I'll say very early on in development, we had multiplayer respect your own personal single-player unlock criteria, but it just pissed people off, so we got rid of that a long time ago. All right. What do I want to do? If I play my Legion in here, maybe I'll just do that. Get some damage on these guys. Go with Penumbra there. Ryu Kurai asks, so not sure if you'll be able to answer this, but is it an intended interaction that you give offering Monument the Endless buff? It goes back with 1 HP. So yeah, we've discussed this a bit. I think the answer is yes, because enhancements stay across the battle is the response from others on the team. So the enhance keyword, which I think pops up here, says modify a card or unit for the duration of battle, and the effect on offering Monument is considered an enhancement. That's my understanding. If anyone else from the dev team is watching this that like can confirm that, I'd appreciate it. All right, let's go. We clearly have a tough challenge. Like, of the 10 people that were in here, 10 unique people, pretty much all of them are dead. So, let's see. Okay, what do I want to do? Definitely want to protect this room. Oh yeah, we're going to kill them all. I think we can get the Morsel Miner into our Penumbra's belly, because the Train Steward's going to die. Guess I can play these guys up here. That felt good. So here's the problem with our endless thing, and I shouldn't have played these guys. I should have predicted, I should have known that the Legion of Wax was going to die, because now I can't play him. I could have played him again up here, but now I can't. However, we did get the Morsel Miner. So this is a tip that I think all experienced players probably already know, but this guy, the Overcharged Apprentice, has an incant trigger, so if I cast a spell in this room, he's going to get +1 attack. To avoid that, I'm going to cast the spell in this room. And I'm going to come back here, because I want to give the Morsel Miner to Penumbra again. I guess I'll just chump block with that Morsel. Can't cast him. Sad. Misplay. Alright, I'm definitely going to Entumbra Assault that guy. I think I'm just going to try to pump up my Penumbra here, and I'll play this guy up here to munch on those. Legion of Wax doing work. Yeah, you're gone. Throw those guys in to chump block. I'm glad I took the trial. Alright, we already have 2 Entumbra Assaults. I'm not going to take another one. Prismal Dust. Consume. Apply 1x damage shield. This is nice. I mean, we've got 5 Ember per turn. +1 capacity. I think I will definitely go with Prismal Dust. Alright, do we want to take Molded? Reform a unit. Brings them back with Burnout 1, +5, +5, and 0. We are not going for a Burnout strategy. We already gave our Legion of Wax Endless. I think I'm going to pass on it. I'm sure someone's going to tell me that's wrong. Purifying Cleanse seems like an obvious pass because we're not really going for a burnout-based strategy, and healing is already blocked from Hollow anyways, and we already have 2 Hallowed Dripping, so it's either skip or Molded to me right now. I'm going to skip. Unit Draft. We've got the Morsel Maker, which can dump tons of units into the room with Penumbra, potentially, which is nice. Or you can put it with the Alloyed Construct as well. Alloyed Construct feels risky to take, though, because of small hands. We may not be able to get him, fuel fast enough. If he can't get fuel, he can't attack, so that would be bad. And Shadow Eater's got kind of the same constraint. And it does AoE damage and healing. I think the healing on this is going to be blocked by Hollow already. And we've got Trample. This doesn't feel right. So I think for me, it's either deciding if we want to take Morsel Maker or not, pretty much. Let's give him a shot. Let's take him. Alright, we had a lot of people die on Daedalus. So, and we had Victory. Currently looks like they probably have a victory. Unless they didn't take any trials, this person probably has the highest score on this custom challenge right now, which we'll find out when we go back to the leaderboard. If we have time to on the stream. I guess I can, even if I can't finish my run, I can always go back and see what's going on. Alright, Nioxide chose to go to the right, where there's an Umbra banner and a Hellvent. So another unit choice and the ability to copy a card. Let's think about copying a card right now. If I was going to copy something, I think I would copy either Prismal Dust or Gem Trove. Those are, I think, going to be the most useful. I'd probably copy Prismal Dust, I think. I'm leaning towards that because it would make it more likely we would get it in our hand, and putting 5 damage shield on Penumbra is really good. So that's tempting. Or we could take a Remnant unit and another Merchant of Steel. We don't have a ton of gold right now. Our Legion of Wax is already max upgraded outside of Concealed Caverns events. We could upgrade Morsel Maker, but yeah, I'm not really feeling that. I'm going to go to the right. Let's go to the Concealed Caverns first. What did we get here? Okay, we got some of the gold. We got the gold event, basically. So we can take the Gift of Gratitude. Permanently purge, gain 30x. Which is, you know, not bad, considering we have 5 Ember per turn. Heaven's Gold, +1 attack for every 10 gold you have. Probably not super useful. Petty Theft, deal 2 damage to an enemy unit. Slay, gain 50 gold. I mean, I love this card in general, but I actually don't really love it that much, considering we already have 2 copies of Antumbra Assault, and we've got small hands, so... I think I've needed to cast spells every turn to win, and a lot of people died on the next battle, so I'll just take Heaven's Gold, which is kind of almost a non-operation. Okay, it gave me a little bit of extra attack, but nothing really. I'm not gonna have a huge gold strategy here. And I think I'm gonna go with my duplication of Prismal Dust. And let's look at the unit. I already skipped both those guys. Let's skip them again. Don't want them. Alright, it's me and Nioxide. Let's see if either of us can beat Daedalus. I didn't read it. I instinctively clicked that. So we've got the Explosive Sigil. Enemy units deal 1 damage to the front unit on death. That is annoying with Trample and my damage shield strategy that I wanted. So if we put 5 damage shield and Penumbra overkills an entire room of guys, then they're going to blow up all the damage shield off of him, which is super annoying. Alright. So I cannot put both Morsel Maker and Penumbra in the same room unless it's in the middle. And if I do that, they're going to be 5 capacity. I could chump block the Constructive Explosive with Train Steward. But then every turn he's going to be summoning these 2 morsels. I will never be able to cast any other morsels in that room because it's always going to be full. Unless I kill them myself, I think. Anyway, well, let's try this. So let's play him. Play him. Let's play him. We're going to go for that. And that gives us an extra turn for the rage to wear off slightly on these guys. Ooh, that was a bad draw. Okay, well... Thankfully, we got Antumbra Assault. Okay, I'm actually going to Drip Fall the bomb, I think. And kill one of these guys. Should we just go ahead and play the Legion here? I guess why not? Oh, I so desperately wish I had more capacity. I'm like regretting not taking the Space Prism earlier. Alright, Nioxide died on battle 3. I'm going to make this the last battle of my run. Let's see if I can win. Let's get some more damage on Daedalus. We might as well. It's looking rough for our champion. I probably made a mistake. Probably shouldn't have taken Morsel Maker. We could have protected him better. I did not get the card that I wanted. We can't cast Legion anywhere. I made that same mistake again. We can at least wipe these guys out, but we're going to be near death here. Alright, well there's that Prismal Dust that I had wanted earlier. Keep him alive longer, might as well. Or maybe I should use that up here, actually. Okay, what else can we do? I think we just cast it on him right now. Alright. All right. See what we can do. See if we can get him. We need our other. We need our other damage shield X card that we copied earlier. All right. A question from Discord earlier. How did the Slay the Spire and Monster Train friendship come to be? Well, we actually didn't know anybody from the Slay the Spire development team. We had that stream with Anthony from Mega Crit a week ago. But during the development of the game, we had never met them. So it was a awesome opportunity that our publisher, Good Shepherd, happened to set up because they knew both the developers from Mega Crit and us at Shiny Shoe. So although definitely there's, we had fans of Slay the Spire, myself included. I played Slay the Spire maybe like 80 or 90 hours, 100 hours, something like that, on the dev team for Monster Train, and clearly we took some inspiration from that game, among others. But yeah, so that's how we met. And so that stream that we did a week ago, that was my first time meeting Anthony, actually. But it was a really awesome to get the chance to talk to him, and yeah, maybe we'll do more together in the future. That's not a promise of anything, though. Okay, I'm pretty sure we just want to Prismal Dust our champion here, so let's do that. And it's looking like Daedalus is already gone, which I think means guarantees that we've done better than everybody except Victory, the person named Victory so far. Okay, let's theory craft what I would choose here, although I am going to have to end the stream. So what would I choose here? Retch, return consume morsel units to your hand. That's a good accelerator given small hands, especially. You can get a lot of them back really quickly, and we're not drawing many cards. Furnace Tap, Rage, Multi-Strike, Ember Drain. That's interesting for sure on especially our champion. If we can get him buffed up and stay alive long enough, that could be pretty damn punishing. And Bounty Stalker, Stealth, +10 attack permanently when he dies. 2 capacity though. 2 capacity is like a bit hard for us to deal with right now, given that we have 2 really big units. Now, this is something that was a designation that we added kind of near the end of the development before the game came out. Retch does not bring back, I'm pretty sure it does not bring back units from Morsel Maker because they're considered cardless. Like they're not associated with a card, so they don't go into the consume pile. What's up, Dragon Ninja 386? So, I think I'll go Furnace Tap, and we'll see if that proves to be useful at times. Like if we're nearing a Relentless, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I want any of these units. I don't think I do. I'm gonna skip. Okay, and this is a key question. And there's a few questions in chat. I'll answer those as soon as I do this and go back to the leaderboard just to see how the leaderboard's looking. And then we're going to end the stream. But, all right, which one would I take here? So anytime I have small hands in play, I feel like I want to take Herzl's Compound to draw more cards. More possibilities. Fell's Remorse is definitely not that appealing because of Burn Bright. We've already got a lot of Ember. I mean, we did start taking X cards, so getting X higher is always nice, but I don't think it outweighs the utility of these other two. And Light of Seraph, I mean, we've already got Mind Jacks, which gives us some additional capacity, but we are going down the monstrous path, at least so far. We could choose another monstrous path, and we go even more on capacity, which this would help us survive more. And simultaneously, we also have, I want to put more morsels in my Mind Jacks middle room right now. But I think overall, probably the card draw is the right choice to just increase my options every turn. Tough call between these two. I think I'm gonna go card draw. All right. So we made it into the 4th ring of hell. Victory is the only other person who did so. Everybody else died before this, so let's go back to the leaderboard. I'm just curious, so I'm not going to end my run right now. We should make it faster to go back to this. So, all right, here is the run we were just playing. So Victory does have the highest score with 6,406 points. Died on level 4, so certainly a tough challenge. Yeah, I mean, it should be tougher than the daily because we made it at Covenant 5 and the dailies are at Covenant 1 right now. So yeah, come and play Accuracy Mambo Realtors if you want to compete. And I'll jump back and answer a few last questions before we end the stream and re-announce a few things in case you missed the beginning. So Heartless Jackal says, where did you get the name Shiny Shoe? Yeah, great question. I mean, it's a weird, wacky name that I decided upon almost 10 years ago. I started the company in 2011. And at that time, I was really into shoes. I mean, I still really like shoes, but I was more into shoes then. And I had some like ridiculously shiny, looks like a mirror ball, you know, like a disco ball kind of thing, a pair of shoes that I loved. And when we were trying to name the company, my co-founder and I, like, we were having a really hard time coming up with a name that we both liked and wasn't taken. In fact, there's a South Park episode about this where the South Park kids are trying to make a startup, which had me almost crying because I thought it was so funny and so relatable, I guess, like, of trying to come up with a name that wasn't already taken by some other company. So we came up with like so many names. I just started getting so frustrated. I looked for things that seemed iconic, hopefully brandable, and were just like within my view, just within my house. And so I saw My Shiny Shoes, I looked it up, and we decided to go with that. I mean, it's a weird name. I fully admit it's a weird name, but I still kind of like it. It's near and dear to my heart still. All right, and Atakori asks, are there plans for an Italian localization? So I have nothing to announce right now, but we are definitely considering additional languages that we might localize the game into. I think it's likely we would probably use the same or similar translation group to what we've done already, but I'm not sure. We've had like a number of requests to help with community translations, which I really appreciate. Right now we don't have a pipeline for that, but we could come up with one. So anyways, like, that's something we're definitely thinking about, is how to bring the game to more people who want to play it in languages other than the 6 that we currently support. So nothing concrete to announce today, but I would expect the game to continue to go into more languages. I feel like that's probably going to happen. All right. So with all that said, we're going to end the stream here. We have a reminder that there will be a Reddit AMA on the Monster Train subreddit tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and midnight for Central European time. And Redbeard will be answering lore questions. So over the last, 2 or 3 months as I've been streaming, I get asked lore questions all the time in chat. I always have terrible answers for them because I am not the most on top of the lore. I didn't design the lore. I didn't write it. He did both, so he will have all of the answers for you in that AMA and hopefully can answer all your burning lore questions. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thanks for playing Monster Train. I hope to see you in our Discord, discord.gg/Monster Train, to come and join the community. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more with people in the future online and continuing to support and update the game and hear your ideas. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye.